As we enter lockdown 2.0 here in Toronto, I wanted to share with you a little movement routine that you can do in the evening that will help you reduce your stress, get a better night's sleep, and really work to undo some of those issues that you'll have from sitting at your home desk all day long. So let's get started. We're just going to begin with nice deep breaths. So you're going to inhale through your nose and exhale. And these are nice, relaxing breaths. See if you can make them nice and deep. If when you inhale, you can feel just your abdomen expanding and contracting. And you're going to count for about 5 or 6 breaths. And we're going to move into some head nods. So you're going to look up towards the ceiling, and then you're going to look down and see if you spill anything on your pajamas. Looking up and down. And if you find either of these positions are particularly tight for you this evening, you can just kind of hold that position and take a few nice deep breaths. And then continue. Next, bring your head to a nice neutral position. So you want to think about if your spine's going straight up, your head is stacked right on top of that. So it's not over here, it's not back here. So it's stacked nice on top of your spine. And you're just going to bring one hand up to the side of your head. And you're going to apply a very small amount of pressure, and you're just going to resist that with your neck. So you're just gently pushing into the side of your head and resisting that. And we can do the other side. About 10 seconds. Very gentle. This is about 30%, 20 to 30%. Clasp your hands behind your head. Try and pushing your head back. And then slowly release that. Last one, you're going to place your hand on your forehead. You're going to apply a little bit of pressure and just resist that with your neck. This is an exercise that if I'm working at a desk all day, I'll do this numerous times throughout the day. It's one of my favorite ways to just keep my neck feeling normal. Excellent. And let's do a few more head nods. So looking up and looking down. You might feel it's moving a little better. It's feeling a little better. And let's move into our upper back. So you're going to start with your arms out the front, and then you're going to pull one elbow back. So I'm pulling my left elbow back, and then I'm going to look towards that left elbow. I'm going to reach my right hand forward as I reach my left elbow back. I'm going to be in this position. You're going to take a nice big inhale. And this inhale, you're going to think about really expanding your ribs. So we're inhaling and exhaling, coming back. We'll do the other side. So pull your elbow back, look towards that elbow, reach in opposite directions, and then inhale. And let's repeat that a few times. None of these movements need to feel like an intense stretch. They should feel nice and relaxing, nice and gentle. And then we're going to move into some spine rolls. So for this one, you're going to have your feet nice, relaxed, legs nice and loose. And we're just going to start by bringing our chin, again, looking to see if you spilled something on your pajamas. Slowly rolling down, seeing if you can feel each part of your spine, just rounding and rolling down one at a time. And there's no need to keep your legs locked out here, nice and loose in the legs. We're just trying to move the spine, not necessarily stretch through the hamstrings. So you want to be keeping your butt tucked under, rolling as I feel this lower part of my spine starting to round. And then just allow yourself to relax down to the floor. And there's no intention of, touching your head to your toe or doing anything fancy here. It's just feeling a nice, relaxed position. Let your neck hang loose. And take a couple of breaths here before we push down with our feet. And gently roll back up to standing. We'll do a couple more of those. So looking up, looking at, see if you spilled something on your shirt, rolling down. And again, go at a pace that feels really nice. The slower you go, the more you can bring awareness to the movement and feel the little details, feel the parts that are difficult, and you don't need to perfect it. And just notice how it feels and pushing down, standing back up. And we'll do one more this time. We'll stay down there. So rolling down. Really feel, if you can, each part of your spine, rounding one at a time. And then take a couple of deep breaths. And from there, come down onto your hands and knees. So now on your hands and knees, you want to spread your hands out. You want to have your knees slightly wide, toes tucked under, and we're just going to gently rock back and forward. And this is a very nice movement. Just moves your hips a little bit, moves your wrists. You can feel this in your shoulders. Rocking is one of my favorite things to do, both for warm-up and before I go to bed. And then let's move into some circles. So making nice, big circles around. And you might find there's some clicking or popping or creaking of your joints. And if there's any pain, just make the movement smaller. Okay, but if there's not, you can always kind of move a little slower through those creaky parts. See if you can make it smoother. See if you can get rid of some of that. And go the other direction. Now, if like me and you sit at a desk all day, you're probably going to have a little bit of tightness in your hips. So we're going to bring one leg up and we're just going to stretch, getting a little stretch through the hip flexors there, and then sitting back. And again, you'll get a nice stretch on the front leg here. Don't worry about going too far. Again, we're not going for the head to toe stretch here. We're just getting a nice relaxing bit of movement before we go to bed. And again, if any of these positions feel like, oh, that feels a little tight there, you can always just hang out in that position. Take a couple of deep breaths, maybe throw in a few head nods, and then continue with the movement. We're going to bring our hands off the floor. And if you need something to stabilize here, go ahead, grab a chair, that's fine. But we're just going to gently rock back and forward in this little more upright position. Try and keep your back from overarching. Just getting that stretch more through your hips. Gently moving back and forward. Bring your hands back down. Let's just do a few rocks with our feet together. And move to the other side. So bring your other foot forward. Gently rock back and forward. And then coming up, rocking back and forward. And feel free to play around with position. You can change the angle of your back leg. Just play around, find positions that just feel really good for you. Especially as you're going to bed, you really want to find movements that feel nice, that will help you relax and help you get into that ready for bed state. Good. So bringing your hands back down. We'll do one last little bit of rocking before we move into the last part of the movement. So we're going to lie on our stomach for this next part. So you're going to lie down and you can have your arms out wherever feels comfortable. Just nice and relaxed. Okay, have your legs slightly apart. And from here, you're just going to look up over your right shoulder. And then you're going to reach up with your right elbow, reach with your right hand. And you notice here that my legs are just staying on the floor. Okay, so I'm not letting my legs roll. I'm getting that rotation. And so if you can't go super far, try not to bring your whole body over. Just keep the movement nice and small. So reach and come back. And then the other side. Look over your shoulder, reach, start with the elbow, reach with the hand. You'll notice I can't go as far on this side, and that's perfectly fine. And then the other side, looking and then reaching. And we'll just repeat a few times on each side. And you can vary where your other arm is, just to get different stretch, different challenge. Again, we're just finding things that feel really nice. We're going to roll over onto our back. And from here, you're going to start with your knees on your feet on the floor. And you're just going to let your knees drop to the side and then to the other side. Take nice deep breaths. And if that feels good, bring your knees up to a 90-degree angle. And again, let your knees come to one side and then come to the other side. Move the mic. Good. And a few more. And we're just going to finish by finding a position that is super comfortable for you. So for me, that's just going to be lying flat on my back, but it might be lying on your stomach, lying on your side, in a child's pose, whatever is really comfortable. I'm just going to finish by taking a few really nice deep breaths. And as you exhale, just try and feel all the tension leave your body. And feel free to stay there. Take as many nice deep breaths as you can until you fall asleep. Chester's going to come here. Chester. So good night from Chester. Yeah, that's a good night meow, isn't it? Okay, so Chester says good night, sleep well. And she's really going to let you sleep in the morning. She's not going to wake you at 4 a.m. Okay, hope you enjoyed that routine. Have a good night's sleep.